Hello and welcome back to my Flosstube channel. My name is Lizzie Fisher and on Instagram I go as this Mrs. Fisher _stitches. If you hear some random groaning or grumbling, my dog is sat on the chair just here and he's quite a heavy snorer and sighs a lot. Sorry I'm a bit out of breath, I've been quite poorly, I've had a cold. And so I'm probably still a bit, getting over that. So this is a Flosstube channel, I've said, and a Flosstube channel is one predominantly, or in this case certainly, about cross stitch, where I show all my stitchy stuff, all my starts, my finishes, my works in progresses, and so you can see progress and movement on all my projects. It's been a while since I did a video. Life has been quite the passage of time, and I've done lots of stitching, although I've been looking for evidence of such while I was getting ready and I can't really see it. But yeah, should we just get on? Because yeah, let's go. So I'm in a new location because, well, I was sat in the chair here and I was going to do it here where I used, with the red chair, for those of you that have been here before, but like I say, the dog's on that now, so I've had to sort of swing round by 90 degrees and sit on a dining chair instead, which isn't a problem at all. I've got my little book of notes, which I started making notes on what I was going to do, and then life happened, so I've got some notes here to look at, and I'm going to try not to show you the top of my head quite so much in this video, although it is wonderful because I dyed my hair the other day. She says showing you the top of her head. Let's get on with the stitching. I'll show you a finish, shall I? Well, my first finish, I haven't got in person. I'll put a picture here. So this was It's Gonna Be a Good Day by Bothy Threads, which I stitched for a friend on my course, Hannah, who I hope really liked it. And it was a birthday card. So that's that. So that's been done and gifted. And then my next finish was, ta-da! Solar Smile. Do you reckon you two will give me this as a thumbnail? Solar Smile, which is by Amanda Butler. It was in cross stitcher. Can't remember now. I'll have a look and I'll put it across the bottom maybe if I remember. Isn't it lovely? And I've just so it's a tiny bit, like a stitch too big for this 6-inch hoop. I've done it on 14 count Ada from Stitch Bunny Shop, and I just bought a 6-inch hoop and painted it blue, like mixed up some acrylic paint to what I consider is quite a good match. Looks brilliant on there. Fabric on the back and a little note so I'd say well done for doing your exams. And that's hanging up in my daughter's room. Isn't it lovely? And then she says just seeing a little thread that needs snipping. Oh no, it just needs pulling off. That's good. Phew. And then I started something from a magazine, which was from this issue of The World of Cross Stitch. Doesn't say when it is. Doesn't say which issue it is. That's really unhelpful. It's the most recent one, I think, because I got it in a shop. Obviously I got it. Oh no, it could come through the door. It could be. I'm not subscribed to it. Doesn't tell me what issue it is, so it's in that one. There we go. I changed colours. It came as a kit. I've changed out the colours to be my colours. And I started this just because, I think because I'd finished this and I wanted another easy little stitch. And I thought, because I was going to Bristol Stitch Day the following weekend. That was quite apt because Bristol has a really good hot air balloon festival. And I took it down with me to finish there at the Bristol Stitch Day, and there were so many people stitching really complicated and fancy and pretty that my 14 count Ada and I felt a bit simple. So I didn't stitch on it there, and that's silly. I should have done, because I really enjoy it, and that's what the event was all about, wasn't it? Enjoying what you're stitching. The thing I enjoyed most about it was changing the colours and making it my colourway. Haven't finished it. This is the back. It's quite scrunchy Ada that you got as the kit, and the hoop came as well. That's why the kit changed colours really, because the colours that they'd given me didn't go with the hoop so well. The only colour I've used from the kit is this darker green. This is Roxy Flossco. The dark purple's Roxy Flossco, and the rest are just DMCs. So yeah, 3 finishes. 3 finishes, not bad. I think you had 3 last time as well. Don't expect it again though, because it's not going to happen. I don't know what anything even nearly finished now. I've got a piece, oh excuse me, that I will not be finishing. I've got or not in the near future going to be worked on it anymore. So it's the Deadly Aquarium cell, and I know loads of people are loving it. I just can't get on with it. I've got this far. I don't know whether it's the Ada, because it's 18 count, so you can't get a good stitching, or I can't get a good stitching hand rhythm going, or whether it's the pattern, or whether it's just too much black. But yeah, I made the decision. I'm not loving working on that. I'll take the needle out of it even. I'm not loving working on that, so I'm not going to work on that for the foreseeable. Good decision made. Now then, right, that can go back in there because that's where that comes from. And that can go back upstairs. I said I wasn't going to show you the top of my head quite so much. What do? Show you the top of my head. So the next thing I've got to show you is, I think I talked about it in my last video. It's a Modern Folk embroidery stitch. It's kept in my Canny Little Fox multi-project keeper. I've decided that all my small Modern Folk embroidery charts are going to be kept in here, all the ones I'm working on at the moment anyway. So I'm stitching a small trifle. Oh shoot, everything's falling off. Which is going to look like this. I'll put a picture of what it's going to look like. And I'm stitching it on some Coffee Craft even weave, 32 counts. I'm doing it 2 strands of Dinky Dye's Jaffa, which looks like this. And can use, oh, it's too bright, isn't it? Too bright outside. Shouldn't be complaining. Anyway, this is how far I've got. I don't think the light's brilliant, is it? Can't really see it. You can in person. Anyhow, so that's that. I started that the day I finished filming. I went and sat out in the garden and stitched on that. And that was good fun. Have I picked it up since? I don't think so. But it's there when I want to stitch on it. She says, shoving it back in quite untidily. I've worked a teeny tiny bit more on Piece to My Friend. Excuse the trailing thread. You probably won't see any difference, but I've worked across that border and I've started the U. That's 1/1 on some Chromatic Alchemy Nuriel's Forest. It's 28 count. So I'm doing it 1/1 on 28 counts, and I'm using Roxy Flossco. This is the Whiz. So I'm using the Whiz pack, excuse me, I'm using, what I'm going to use is the Whiz Oz and Emerald Isle. So that's the shades of the Whiz pack. But I'm also adding in there Lady Luck. I hope that's showing up okay. My phone is set to quite low colour, so I'm really hoping that if you're viewing it on a high res, you know how you can turn your screen up and down if you've got your screen turned up, hopefully that'll show up better than it does on my screen, otherwise this video is going to be a bit pointless. So there we go. Oops, and I've just dropped my book, excuse me. Right. Shall we see what's next? While we're on the theme of modern folk embroidery, let me just unsafety pin this. This is my AKGIT 1830 something, a Veerlander sampler by the one and only Modern Folk Embroidery, and I'm stitching it 1/1 on 28 count Zweigart Lugana. It's an even weave. Murano, I don't know. I haven't done masses on it since you last saw it. I have done the M here. I've done this little bit of border, and I've done some little teeny tiny motifs down here. And I'm working on this is a bit bigger one. It's going to be here. It's all green. I've got quite the needle minder collection on here, haven't I? I've got 4. Don't need 4 needle minders on one project. So yeah, and see, now I've got it out and uncovered it. I cover it up so it doesn't get dusty, and now it's like, well, why aren't I stitching on that now? So maybe I'll not cover that back up and do some work on that this evening. I've got to do some dissertation work today for my course. I found a paper yesterday that kind of so dissertational masters, you're generally adding to research by doing something that's not been done. Not in the same way a PhD has not been done before. It's not a you must create new knowledge type thing like you must with a PhD. But I found a paper saying we've done this, and that's exactly what I was going to do. So, excuse me. So yeah, I've got a meeting about it later, but I need to digest that paper at least before I go to say, is it worth continuing, or should we change tack? And then I've got a presentation on Thursday about all the work I've done, which I haven't because life. Hey ho. Next up, Percy Pig. Percy Pig, Peter Pig. Percy Pigs are what you eat from Marks and Spencer's. This is Peter Pig. I hope I've got a photo of what he last looked like, which I should put here. Because now I think he's looking quite the spiffing. Well, he's not, but I have worked really hard on a few attempts to get this boat done. You see here, I've worked on that bit down there. And you can now see the boat in the water at least, or you can just about make out the boat. So it's going to look like this. It's like a big pig and a boat. I really like it. I really like stitching on it, but there's so many things to stitch. Plan is that I finish that by the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to, if I'm honest. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to get something to show you. Sorry about that. I wanted to get this, which is a new start that I started for my stitchy friend Danny's birthday. We didn't, well, she might have started on a birthday, I don't think. I know I didn't. I meant to, but life. And I'm going to stop it and start it again a bit bigger because I thought it'd be really good to do this. It's I'll put it on the screen. I wanted to do it tiny. I think the running stitch is doing his tiny, and that's as far as I've got. I'm not enjoying it. I enjoyed doing this torch. I thought it was a match when I did it, and then my husband was like, "Do you not think it's a torch?" I didn't enjoy doing the cat. The fill-in looks a bit ugly to me, so I'm going to do it bigger. I don't know what on yet though. I don't think I'd fit it on this if I did it 2/2. This is just some blue fabric. So I'm going to restart that, Danny, and that'll be great. And where's my book gone? I don't know. So now we're going to wing it. This is not a new start because I didn't start it. Somebody else did. Fiona started this and then gave it to me because she restarted it on a different piece of fabric and gave me the leftovers from the kit. So it's a Love Poppet kit. Key to My Heart. Lovely purples. Sorry, the sun is right in my eyes. Lovely purples and greens. And this is as far as I've got with, oh, I can't find it, where is it? With Fiona's, so Fiona actually put in a piece of 16 count. It comes with 14 count. Fiona switched it out to a 16 count and started it on that, and then I think she went even smaller. And I worked on this in Bristol. And in Bristol I realised that I can't see a thing. Just here on that row should be a gap. I hope you can see that because the sun is in my eyes and I can't see anything. So I need to do a tiny bit of frogging and then I can get that back underway. I'm not sure I like sitting here, everything is falling off. So I will do that and then hopefully I can get that done and dusted because I like the colours on that one. That one's very nice to stitch as well because it's a nice 16 count Ada. So yeah, I mentioned I went to the Bristol Stitchy Day, and I think it's just called the Bristol Stitch Day, but for some reason in my head it's always going to be the Bristol Stitchy Day. And had a good drive down. Horrendous drive back. It was on the same day as Bristol University Open Day, and it's in the same sort of area as the university from what I can gather. And just getting to the motorway, or even on the road to the motorway, took 40 minutes. It took me 2.5 hours to get down there. It took the first 40 minutes of my way back just sitting in traffic. There was an accident and then roadworks. You're going to have to excuse me while I put that blind down because I can't actually see what I'm doing now. Okay, we're good now until the sun moves again. So yes, Bristol Stitch Day, and they had a de-stash table, and I wasn't going to spend anything. So you're only going for a day, just sit and stitch. I didn't want to stitch on this, and so I got really distracted by the de-stash table while I was working out what I should stitch on instead. And I'm really glad I did, to be honest. So on the de-stash table there was a kit. Well, there were lots of kits. I bought a few kits, and this is the one that I've started. I got home and started it straight away. No, I didn't. I'm lying. I got home and I started getting it ready to stitch straight away. That took a while. And it is this Jan Lynn kit. And that couldn't be more me at the moment. This dragon protecting the castle. I like to think there's a dragon wrapped around my house at the moment protecting us from the world. My dragon would obviously be purple. And some people say that they, you know, switch it out to purple. I can't. I'm going to have enough getting this stitch, you know, as it is. It's a lovely, lovely thing. Let me show you my starts, because I've kitted it. Well, I didn't have to kit it up. I had to sort the threads. They came in like hanks. So I've sorted them all out onto these cards I get from Amazon. They're plastic. They're not card, they're plastic. And written all the names of the threads and stuff. And because there's so many blends, you have to pick like one thread of light dusky rose pink and one thread of medium dark olive grey, and you know, so had to get all that sorted first once I'd worked out which hanks were which. Danny and I sat and did it on the day, and then I got home and looked at it again and thought, no, they're not right, but that's fine. I've done it now. I hope I've done it now because I've started. And here is my start. So this is just 2 stitchy sits. I don't think I've done that badly. So I've changed out the Ada that came with the kit, and I'm doing it on some Coffee Craft fabrics. It's like a grey, pinky, purpley blend, and I think it's going to be really nice. I worked on that yesterday for a little bit. It's not going to be quick, I think, because the colours aren't very striking. This is a Canny Fox project bag, and this gorgeous zip pull that I got from the Bristol Stitchy Day on there. And I will put the person who makes it on there because she's got an Etsy shop. I'll try and put it here. So that's that. That was a good find. I've started it, but it's going to take me a long time because you have to concentrate quite hard. And at the moment, university is taking a lot of my concentration, and I stitch to unconcentrate, if that makes sense. So there we go. Let's put that back in there so it doesn't get damaged in any way. And then, do I have any more starts that I can show you? I feel like I must have more new starts. I think that might be it though. I have got one, but I need to leave that till the end. Oh no, I'm fibbing. I'm fibbing. Ugh. In my peacock bag. This came from Create Nostalgia. Yeah. And it is the peacock from Cotton Guard, Peacock Pincushion by Vinnie P.S. Tan, Cottage Garden Samplings. And I'm doing it as charted, but instead of doing 32 count raw natural linen by Zweigart, I think it's a different colour. I can't remember what it is, but it's a 40 count. And this is as far as I've got, and I absolutely love it. I love it, love it, love it. Oh, see, in the last little while, my cataracts, since I saw you last, I realised my cataracts were getting worse. Like, my cataracts are being fixed, but when they do the lens replacement, they leave the capsule that the lens sits in the eye, and that can get cloudy, and that clouded up, and it was getting worse and worse, and I couldn't stitch on anything 1/1 really without a lot of magnification. But now I had that lasered on Wednesday, and this has been lovely to work on. 40 count, 1/2, not 1/1, 1/2 in the called for. So it's all DMC apart from 1 week's dye works, which is the darker of the blues. Isn't that gorgeous? And I think it's just going to fit in this hoop just right. It's my needle minder from Laura at Cotton and Clay. She's I also bought the peacock themed floss holder, which I just put sticky dots on the back and put the symbols on. And I also bought the scissor fob, because like it's a matching set, guys. You've got to really, haven't you? Is that going to calm down so it can focus on it? There we go. And that's in my peacock bag. So I think that's all my stitching. I've got one piece to show you right at the end when my sister turns the telly off, and then I'll tell you about my shopping. I've been on because I've been feeling a bit poorly, I must admit I've been quite well, let's start with my Bristol Stitch Day shops, and then I'll show you my eBay shops, and then I'll go and stitch something because I've got stitching past life expectancy at the moment. This was one of my purchases. It's a project bag. I don't need, well, I do kind of need another project bag. I just need to stitch what's in the current project bags. But isn't this one brilliant? It's bright. It's an interesting shape, an interesting size. It's by Ladybird. Ladybird, she does retreats as well, I've been led to believe. And it's I think it's Tula Pink fabric, fairly sure, well 99.9% sure. I love it. I love it, and it's got one of these loops so I can just grab it. I'm going to use that because I'm going on a train journey on Wednesday back to London. Oops, I need to start some train stitching because my train stitching was Solar Smile, but now that's finished, I need to start something else, which I will do. Okay, so then, as well as the castle, which is the Teresa Wentzler Dragon Castle thing, I picked up this Dimensions kit of Glare, Glare, Glare. There we are. It's called a chew. It's like the Dalmatian has sneezed off his spots. And my sister's going to get this in a few years' time stitched. I've told her. I don't know if I've shown it to you yet, Erica, but I've told her about it. And there it is. She loves Dalmatians. And then this one, can't decide if it's for me, my mum, or my sister. It's Take on Macintosh Rose, and I love it. I went to the Macintosh house when I was up in Scotland in September. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Then I picked up this one because I'm in need of some cute and cuddly in my life at the moment. I don't think you can get much more cute and cuddly than that. However, I did notice that it's part of a kit. It's a collection. There's another one. See that one there on the back? So I might need that for Christmas from someone. Not dropping many hints there to my sister. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's called Daisy Chain, this one. And then here's my interesting one that Maria and I discussed when I bought it. So this is a de-stash table as well. Isn't that gorgeous? It's Dimensions kit. Labrador asleep on a quilt. But it doesn't come with Ada. It comes with a piece of cotton. And the design's just printed on, and you're supposed to stitch over those X's. So that black border that you see on the picture, so I'm going to switch it out and do it on some dark Ada or some dark, probably even weave. I have got some dark linen here that I got from Coffee Craft, which would work brilliantly, except this is 46 count. I don't know why I bought 46 count when I couldn't actually see the holes because of my cataracts. Anyway, I can't use this because it's got blends, but I think something in this colourway and follow, it's got a kind of chart, but I think it'd be nice. It's very similar to a picture I've seen in my husband's family home of their dog, or their old dog. So one day. Then while I was there, I was sat with Leslie, who I'm going to Stitch North in Canada with in April next year, and Fiona's also coming. We're organising it together. I think Fiona's best was going to do most of the organising because she's good at that. Anyhow, and Leslie mentioned the Niagara Falls kit, John Clayton, or was talking about a John Clayton kit, which reminds me of the Niagara Falls kit she had. So I jumped onto eBay and purchased one because she said there was one on there. So that's kind of a Bristol Stitchy Day purchase because I purchased it while I was there, or at least I put my bid in while I was there. So that's come since then. apparently I need to change the yellow to red, because we're going to do it from the Canada side. And apparently if you're looking at it on the boat from Canada, you wear red jackets, and if you're on the boat from America, you wear yellow ones. I don't know why, but there we are. So that was all Bristol. It was a lovely day. Just a shame it took so long to get home. But yeah, I've got a new car now, so it was not a problem driving. I was supposed to stay at Leslie's, but I was too poorly. My cold would have just made it rude to stay at someone's house. Since then, I've made a couple of eBay purchases because I've been poorly and feeling sorry for myself. And my husband says I mean, he's quite right, I do need to stop. Especially with the peacocks already. I bought this one. I got one more on the way to me. Isn't that lovely? Karen Carter collection. It's just a fun peacock. Comes with Ada. All the threads are sorted. But I'll probably change out the Ada, not necessarily to a non-Ada, but just something a bit colourful and a bit more soft, because I don't like stitching on crinkly fabric if I can avoid it. Like crunchy, you know, and stuff with all the stuff that makes it solid. Speaking of Ada, this is right, so I'm moving on to plans now. Plans. Christmas in July, what are we thinking? In the year of the dragon? That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? I bought this a few weeks ago for Christmas in July. It was relatively cheap. But isn't he fun? It's a Lucaress, so it comes all threaded up on those thread cards. And it comes with, oh gosh, that looks small. Well, I want to put my glasses on, 16 count. 32 colours. Should be fine, shouldn't it? Next plan, something I bought in January that I had delivered. Was it since I made my last video? The day I was making my last video, I think this arrived. Is my Mirabilia, the Muse. Got it all kitted up. So that was done by Zarina at Hawkins Hobbies. She kitted it up for me. And I love her. Like, she's styled on like Mary MacDonald, who was Rennie McIntosh's wife. Her and her sister's work was what this was like inspired by. You see it's got the roses up in the corner. And if you go to the Willow Tea Rooms in Glasgow, upstairs there's a piece of art very similar on the doors as you go into one of the rooms upstairs. So yeah, I've got it kissed up. All the threads are now on bobbins. Oh, the beads, look at all those beads. I've never done beading before, so that's exciting. And then specialty threads. There's 3 colours of Karen water lilies. 3? No, it's not. It's more than 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 Krynics. And I said to Sue at the Bristol Stitchy Day, I've got it ready. I've got the thread, the fabric on a frame, and it came with the fabric, which is a Permin. White chocolate linen by Witchell Imports. I think that means it's a Permin. It's on a frame, so it doesn't matter how crinkly that is. Like crusty. Crusty? Not crusty. Crunchy. But I can't, for some reason I haven't started it. I was really excited to start it and then I didn't. And now it's quite overpowering. But I want to, because I want it on my wall. So maybe that's part of my plans for the next month or two. I'm going on holiday in a week or so, so that's going to give me lots of opportunity, I hope, to stitch. a bit jealous of my children because they don't have to drive there, and that's like 5.5 hours to go to Cornwall, which I think is about 5.5 hours from here. So that's 5.5 hours of stitching time I'm missing out on because I'm driving. Hopefully next year my daughter will be able to drive, so she can do some of it. If we go grey again, she might not want to by then. She might be too old and grown up. Okay, so Erica, my dear sister, you have to turn the TV off now, or the Flosstube off now, because you promised you wouldn't look when I got your piece that I'm working on for you out. So bye-bye. I'm going to count down from 10, so she does that in my head, because I'm sure you can all count down from 10. Okay, so this is my project bag that I got from Jess at the Bristol Stitch Day, because I needed one big enough for my number 4 Nurge hoop. So I saw this released by Bothy Threads and I jumped on it because it is my sister's family to a T, and I'm going to stitch. I am stitching it for her Christmas present. It is, let me see if you can see it, the Adventure House. It's a cut through, so it's got like somebody in a kayak, it's got mountains, it's got zip lines, it's swimming, it's got horse riding, it's got bicycles, it's got, oh, you name it, my sister's family does it. And I saw it and I thought, you can't get a better representation of their family life in a picture. And so I think the only thing missing from it is a ballet dancer. And that's as far as I've got. I started on June the 1st. I'm using the kit Ada, which I think is a 14 count. And I'm using the kit Flosses, which are on these cardboard things which are getting very battered and messy. Whew. So yeah, I'm really pleased how far I've got. That's definitely coming on holiday with me. And I'm just doing stitches everywhere and where and how I fancy it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just picking colours and going with it, and I'm just colouring it in with a highlighter on the pattern, which I can't show you obviously. And that lives in there. So yeah, that is, oops, stop the thread, pick that up in a minute. That's pretty much it for my stitching talk. I've got 12 weeks left in my master's course. I've got to write a dissertation, which is going to be interesting. And then a couple of weeks off, hopefully, because I need a break. So 1 week of holiday, then 11 weeks solid work, and then 2 weeks off again, hopefully. And then I have to get, well, I've got a job with the university, so that's good. Yeah, it's all good. So keep stitching. It's been lovely chatting to you about all my work that I've done so far recently. I'll put it all away now. It's only about 7:30. No, it's not even, I don't think it's even 7 o'clock. I got up at 10 to 5 this morning to walk with the dogs while it was nice and cool. And so now I've done this, I'll probably edit it another day and put it up on the internet. Maybe on Wednesday. Well, we'll see. Have a lovely stitch time, and I'll talk to you when I'm back from my holiday with some more progress. Take care. Bye bye.